Hello vinyl freaks, it's the Danish record hunter here, and in this video I will tell you about a heavy progressive rock record from Denmark, a rare one that I've really been looking forward to tell you about. You probably already know about it if you're into heavy progressive rock records. Then maybe you know about this because it's rare, and you know, the rare, the more popular the albums will get with time. So it's the album called Hair Piece, like the band is hair, and the title is Piece, Hair Piece. It's a wordplay. So let's get into it. Band Hair, they were formed in the late 60s, I think it was around 1968, 69. And in the beginning, they were a power trio. So you'll see here on drums, we have Peter Rollnes, and the bassist is Allan Sørensen, and then the lead guitarist was Benny Dyr, and he also sang, I think, or maybe Allan Sørensen, I'm not really sure. Then later on, they also got a rhythm guitarist and singer with Paddy Gutfeldt. He was a Norwegian-born guy. So the fifth unofficial member of the band, I will talk a little bit about now, because that guy was the band's, in the beginning he was like the creative drive of the band and lyricist. So yeah, kind of like the same position as like Sandy Pearlman for Blue Oyster Cult. So his name was Torben Bille, and you will probably know his name for good things and bad things. Let's not speak too bad about him, because he had an opinion and he voiced his opinion, and that could be very hurtful too for some of the bands. So now Torben Bille was writing songs for the band. Later on he got to work as a music writer and critique on some music papers. I think one of them was MM, and he got a reputation of really slaughtering everything hard and heavy that came his way. So you can always say maybe he was not the right guy to review such albums, because he slaughtered them. I have read some of the reviews he did at the time of like Sensory System, like another Danish heavy rock band, and it didn't really seem like he listened to the record. It was just like he just slaughtered it, you know. So that's the reputation that he has in, like, also because people that I've talked to who listened to heavy metal in the 80s, he reviewed those albums as well and just really slaughtered them. So when people they saw the reviews that he did, and he was criticizing something, if he said an album was very bad, then you go and buy it, you know? Then it must be good. If that guy thinks that album is bad, then it must be good. So that's kind of how it was. I don't know how his hatred towards heavy rock music came, but one thing for sure is Torben Bille was actually proud of his time in Hair. I have a CD of the album, and there is a booklet written all by Torben Bille, and the way that he talks about the band is that he's proud. And also, this was his kind of his baby as a lyricist and manager. He was managing the band too. So he wrote the lyrics and was like really had a vision in the band. Then Paddy Gutfeldt, he came into the band. He was a bit older than the others, and he was already was working at a record company. I can't remember which one, but he had some experience and he had a drive to him. So he kind of took over. And suddenly Torben Bille, he wasn't that important in the band anymore. I don't know if Torben Bille still felt that bitterness, that his dreams with this band was like kind of destroyed. And later on he went out of the band. I think it was around 1971. This is from 1970. 1971, Torben Bille, he didn't have anything to do with hair anymore. So, but this album, it's a great one. It's heavy, the first track, it is kind of like a heavy 60s in a way. There's lots of fuzz guitar in there, and there's some organ too, played by Paddy Gutfeldt. Then we get to Supermouth, and that's just a groovy heavy rocker with like a proto-punk, fast-paced section. Then we go into Dream Song. That's a long track. That's almost 11 minutes of just a ballad. It's like dreamy, very laid-back ballad. And actually the album loses a bit of its momentum on that track. I don't think it's bad, but really it's too long for its own good. Then we go to the B-side, and we had Everything's Under Control. That's just like a heavy, fuzzy rocker. I really like that one. Then we go to Pleasant Street. That's a cover by Tim Buckley, by the way. And they did a fine distorted rendition of that song. I like it. And we go into another cover as well, and it's Piece of My Heart. And they made it into an 11-minute long jam. I think it's cool. That was actually the first track that I ever heard from the album, because I went to a record store in Copenhagen, and the owner, he actually took out this record and he said, "This is my favorite record of all Danish records from the 70s." And I thought, okay, I had never heard it before, and I saw the sleeve, and yeah, that's not how the band they look like, you know. It's a wordplay hair piece, so of course it's like kind of caricatures of the band members with different hairstyles. They looked pretty normal, as you can see. Besides Paddy Gutfeldt, he really had an eccentric beard, like on here. But yeah, the owner, he said, this is my favorite album, and he played me only one song from it, and he chose to play Piece of My Heart. And it was just like, yeah, this is a cover. I've heard original stuff by other bands from Denmark at the time, and I thought, man, that was maybe better. So it was not really the best thing he could have shown me. He should have like shown me Supermouth or something, Everything's Under Control. Then I would have been sold. Maybe already bought the album back then. But yeah, it's a cool record, and I always said that when I heard this album the first time, it's the heaviest Danish album from 1970. I know there's other groups that also released music in that year that was heavy, but like you take some of the Spectator records from that period, like that was, and I'm talking full-length albums, because some groups they released 45s at the time that was maybe heavier than this. For an example, Daisy with its track called Lucifer. I think, man, that was some of the heaviest shit from Denmark at the time. But from full-length albums, there's the Spectator records by Blues Addicts and Terje, Jesper og Joachim. I think those albums are also very heavy, but the production didn't do them any favor. It's like the usual Spectator production. But this record really has a nice, crisp production, and I've read somewhere that it was the most expensive production from the time it came out. Of course, there would be other records coming very soon with more expensive production, and already I think in the 60s they said the same thing about another Danish beat group called Flaw. They also released a record that was like considered the Sgt. Pepper's of Danish beat music at the time, and had a very expensive production for Danish standards. But yeah, it changes all the time, especially in the 60s and 70s when every album that came out was like really reaching like the limit of what you could do, you know, and really all the time progressing and doing something different. So it's a very awesome record, and let's have a listen to it.
Hear the supermouth shouting all aloud, telling what to do. The traffic lights on red, we've got to get ahead and begin anew. What is else to do? And what's left to say? It's up to me and you.
So I hope that you liked what you heard. It's a cool album, I think. I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Also because this is just the first thing, you know. Then all the 45 singles that came afterwards, that's just part of the story for this band that progressed into Zig Zag band. And we'll get to that in my next video when I'm gonna talk about all the 45s by Hair and the 45s by Zig Zag band. So you can see how the band transformed into that glam rock band that Zig Zag band was. So that's for the next video. So see you next time and peace out.